Hello, you lovely people out there. How are you all doing today? I really hope you are doing extremely well. And I also hope that you have done the exercise from yesterday. So, we are in day 2 of transforming your money situation today. And today we are going to be talking about financial awareness part 1, aka version 1. Okay, so in today's video I am going to be taking you through in a tour where you are like kind of noting down everything which you are aware of in terms of finances, in terms of your finances. But disclaimer before you actually start doing it: whatever you are doing during this 7 days, I would highly request you guys not to beat yourself up for any sort of feeling, guilt or anxiety or resentment, whatever is coming through your way. Okay, do not please do not beat yourself for that. That is extremely natural, completely natural to happen, and that does happen with everyone, not even a single person. I don't, at least whoever I know, have not been able to do this exercise without going through all of those emotions. And it's very important that you are actually aware of these emotions, because then only you would probably be able to like kind of get to the bottom of what you're feeling, why you're feeling, where you are struggling, and then like kind of try and improve that. Okay, so in today's session, without any further ado, let's just dive deep into it. Now, in today's session, as I said, it's financial awareness part 1, and the exercise we are doing today is completely going to be to see and test our own self, how much aware we are in terms of our finances. Now, at not at any given point during this exercise, you don't need to refer to any of your statements or any financial documents or anything like that. Okay, this is simply to see how aware you are of your finances. Just remember that. So do not, when I'm asking you to do something, do not go ahead and start taking your papers out or your documentation out at any particular time. That is not the purpose of this life. That is not the purpose of this exercise, because if you are doing that, we are not doing this exercise properly. Okay, and if you do have any chat at all, do feel free to put a message in the chat section, private chat section down there, and I will be able to see that completely. So first things first, the first topic we are going to cover today is going to be your assets. Now, there are two types of assets, which is one is liquid assets and one is non-liquid assets. So first we are going to talk about your liquid assets. Okay, so that can include your bank accounts, your savings, if you have any cash in hand, all of the liquid assets, whatever you can remember. Note that down. And when you are noting it down, so say for example bank account, so you think or you remember, it's all about what you remember. Do not go ahead and check your bank statement. Please don't do that, because then it's not going to serve the purpose of this exercise at all if you're doing so go ahead and write the amount which you think, which you remember that you have in your bank account, in your savings, in your or whatever cash you think you might be having at home laying around anywhere else. Okay, in your wallet, in your piggy bank, or wherever it could be. So write it down in, on the same document. Please use the same sheet what you're using from yesterday. So go ahead and write this down and guess the amount as closely as possible for you. So if you say, for example, if you think that you have like around 2000, so guess the amount to be as exact as possible you think that will be in your account. Okay, so do that. Now the second thing what you do need to do is the second part what comes is income. So note down all the current income and all the expected income which might come in future as well. Okay, so and also when you're doing that, write down how much you expect to come in a month, week, and year. So write it down, make columns for that. So you write down how much in a week, how much in a month, and then how much in a year you are going to be getting, how much income you are going to be getting from the memory what you have. Write down also that how much tax that you might be paying on weekly, monthly, and yearly basis. This is all with your memory. Do not go ahead and refer to any sort of document whatsoever at all. Please, please, please don't do that. Begging you, please don't do that. That's not the purpose of this exercise. So go ahead and write it down, whatever you remember from your memory, that this is the current income, this is the future income, this is the expected income, what I am expecting to come to me. Write down how much you would be earning in week, month, and year. Okay, and then also write down what tax you would be paying on these. Now, if in case if you're a freelancer or anything like that, then also you write down the income which you anticipate that will be coming to you. Now, this is very important. Whenever you are mentioning future income and expected income, always on the scale of 1 to 10, 1 being very low and 10 being absolutely high. On the scale of 1 to 10, please rate how much promising that future expected income is for you. So if it's like kind of, okay, I think I might get it, I'm not really sure if I will get it or not get it. Oh, that is definitely going to come to me. Then, like that, on the scale of 1 to 10, please rate that future income. How promising is that future income to actually come to you in that particular time and date? It's very important to give a timeline to each and every of your finances. Okay, so now after this, what we are going to be looking into is debts. So write down everything which you think you might be having in debts. Now, debts also uh, include your credit card bills, your loan, your car expenses, if the car is on finance, if anything which you are paying on the monthly basis, or if you have any debts whatsoever at all. Everything, that all of that comes under debt. So write it down, whatever figure you remember. If you remember everything particularly, like separate, good enough, write it down that way. If you don't remember how much debt particularly, like for everything you would have, write down the total figure if that is the case. So write down that whatever debts you have. um, Now you could look up, but that's you could basically look up into your documents, but as I said earlier as well, that is definitely not the purpose of this exercise. So don't look up again. Don't go ahead and look up in your statements or anything like that to know how much debts do you have currently. Now, now whatever you have written in that debt section, I would highly recommend to take a snapshot of that particular area, debts. Okay. Um, Now, what next comes is like kind of other assets, which is like non-liquid assets. So what that includes is things which you can sell if it's ever needed to be along with your financial obligations. Okay, so that comes in your other non-liquid assets basically. So now, in this non-liquid assets, also remember, if you owe any money to anyone, if you owe any, even if it's like kind of, if you owe anyone to take out for dinner or for birthday present, wedding anniversary present, or wedding present for that sake, remember everything and note down that in that particular section. Now, if it applies vice versa, so if anyone else owes you anything, that also comes in that section. So remember, we are tracking incoming and outgoing. We are not only tracking the outgoing. Okay, so if you have like kind of anyone owes you any money, then that goes into that section as well. Now, any pending money, which you think that you might expected to get from somewhere, but you haven't, that comes in this section as well. Um, in this section, there is this another thing which comes as well, which is very interesting and which we kind of do not include in our financial awareness when we are looking into that. Is like there is this money which we expect to which we recall, which we like kind of expect to come to us, or which we expect to spend, but in a very fuzzy manner. So what I mean by this here is, say for example, you know that you need to get this repair done in the house somewhere, maybe a repair done in the bathroom. Something is wrong in the bathroom and you need to get it done, that, yeah, but you're not getting it done. Anything, if you remember like that, recall very, very closely. Be aware of what your thoughts are in that particular situation, okay? So be really, really aware of if there is any of that sort of situation, any of that sort of money which you think you might have to spend, but you are not spending that money. Write it down as well. Or if any of this sort of money is expected to come from somewhere, but you're not following that up for some reason, write that down as well. So now let me just recap this once again, okay? So what we are writing first is liquid assets, which includes our bank statements, savings, if you have any cash in hands or anything like that, okay? Now there is this one section, and make sure you do not look into your paperwork while you are doing this exercise, please, okay? The second section is income. So any current income and any expected or future income. Write that down. Note, whenever you're writing expected income, on the scale of 1 to 10, rate it how sure are you of getting that expected income. Okay, so, and again, this is from the memory, what you think or what you remember, and not with what you are going to know already, like kind of from the back statements or from your paperworks or anything like that. Okay, now the third section is debts, where you are going to be writing about all the debts that you might have currently, which includes your credit cards, loans, your finances, like if you have taken anything on finances, phone or car or any XYZ thing. Okay, so all of that comes in the debts. Now the fourth section is non-liquid assets. Non-liquid assets, it comes if you have any thing which you can sell if you need to, alongside your financial obligations. Okay, so now in this one, you would also put if you owe any money to anyone, if you owe any wedding present to anyone, any wedding anniversary present, birthday present, any of that sort. And also if anyone else owes you anything. Okay, so all of that goes in that non-liquid asset section. Now, once again, do not look up to any paperwork while doing this exercise. Go with your memory, whatever you remember, whatever you can recall. Remember, this day is financial awareness. It's an awareness is to see how aware are you of your finances. Is again, as I said in yesterday's live as well, it has nothing to do with judging yourself or someone else or anything like that. It's completely purely to see yourself, how aware are you of your finances. Okay, now while you are doing this exercise, that is a very much a strong possibility that you are like kind of coming across very strong feelings. Just note down those feelings. Just really, really be aware of what type of feelings are coming up on the surface for you while doing these exercises during these 7 days. Now write down anything which is coming up on the surfaces. Now what after finishing doing this exercise, what I really want you to do is to remember that you don't beat yourself up for any of this. Okay, we are here to go from point A to point B, and to go there in as smooth a way as possible. Okay, so don't beat yourself up for anything, don't judge yourself while doing these exercises, nothing whatsoever at all. That is not the purpose of this exercise. All right, now after you have finished noting everything down at that particular moment, make sure you, when you're doing these exercises, you sit in a kind of really calm and quiet area, and like kind of take, it could be any corner of, if you have a garden is the best place to do this, by the way, but if not, then any quiet area of your house, where you cannot be disturbed for at least half an hour, 45 minutes. Okay, so sit down there, do this exercise, and at that particular time when you're doing this exercise, once you have finished doing that exercise, what I want you to do is to journal at least 3 to 5 sentences what you are feeling after this. Okay, so it could be like kind of you might be feeling extremely happy and excited about this doing this exercise. Yes, I'm going to change this now, and I'm on the path to do this. Or you are feeling really, really negatively about it, and you're thinking, oh, whoa, why am I doing this, like that. Okay, so it could be any feeling. It could be that you are really crystal clear on what you are doing, or it could be that you are really, the thoughts are really fuzzy about what you are writing. It's perfectly fine. Everyone is different, every person is different, so do not like kind of judge you in any sort of situation. Okay, so now if you are coming up with any sort of guilt during this exercise, note that down. Try and go to the bottom of that guilt. Like, why is that guilt coming from? Why is that guilt coming? Where is it coming from? What is the source of that guilt? And then even write it down if you're like kind of surprised and happily surprised that, oh, I didn't knew that I know this, like that kind of things, so whatever you are feeling at that particular time after doing this exercise, note it down, at least 3 to 5 sentences. Of course, you can go as much as you want, but from my side, I would say at least 3 to 5 sentences. If you do it, that will be brilliant. Now, this was today's exercise to finish. And then tomorrow, we are going to be talking about, again, financial awareness version 2. So I'm going to be telling you what to do in that one tomorrow. And it's very important during these 7 days that you follow what I am asking you to do. Please do it. It's for your own good. And I am not getting anything out of it. Okay. So please, please, please go ahead and do these exercises. I can assure you, and I can promise that this is going to change your finances, start changing your financial situation to great extent. Great extent. You wouldn't even believe that what this exercises can do for you. Okay. And now, if you have not followed me on Instagram, please go ahead and follow me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is at Success Pyramid. And if you have still not joined my Facebook group, I have my beautiful community private Facebook group, where you can also join it on my that community just in my Facebook group. The link is in the bio of Instagram. So you can go ahead and do that as well. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go ahead and do that too. That is also called Success Pyramid. I do post videos in there, do lives just like this in there as well. So having all of that said, I really, really hope you would do with these exercises and come back tomorrow to see what I have to tell in financial awareness version 2. So I shall see you guys tomorrow, same time, 1 o'clock. And until then, you guys really take care, and I will see you tomorrow with much love and gratitude. Thank you for attending.